Hi there, how you all doing today? Let's go ahead and do a little bit more of our Bible study. Last week we did Romans 1 through 17. Today we'll go ahead and do Romans 18 through 32 to go ahead and finish off Romans 1. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me know if you guys are liking this. Put any comments, any questions, anything that you guys might have in the comment section, and we can go ahead and have a discussion. God reveals himself in his creation. The wrath of God is being revealed from heaven against all the godlessness and wickedness of people who suppress the truth by their wickedness. Since what may be known about God is plain to them because God has made it plain to them. For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse. That's the first little section right here. Now we'll go ahead and do this part, but that's pretty hard hitting right there. We see he's showing us who he is. So like he said, there's no excuse. Okay, the next one is God gives man over to his sin. For although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God nor gave thanks to him, but their thinking became futile and their foolish hearts were darkened. Although they claimed to be wise, they became fools and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images made to look like a mortal human being and birds and animals and reptiles. Therefore, God gave them over in the sinful desires of their hearts to sexual impurity for the degrading of their bodies with one another. They exchanged the truth about God for a lie and worshipped and served created things rather than the Creator, who is forever praised. Amen. Because of this, God gave them over to shameful lusts. Even their women exchanged natural sexual relations for unnatural ones. In the same way, the men also abandoned natural relations with women and were inflamed with lust for one another. Men committed shameful acts with other men and received in themselves the due penalty for their error. Furthermore, just as they did not think it worthwhile to retain the knowledge of God, so God gave them over to a depraved mind, so that they do what ought not to be done. They have become filled with every kind of wickedness, evil, greed, and depravity. They are full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, and malice. They are gossips, slanderers, God-haters, insolent, arrogant, and boastful. They invent ways of doing evil. They disobey their parents. They have no understanding, no fidelity, no love, no mercy. Although they know God's righteous decree that those who do such things deserve death, they not only continue to do these very things, but also approve of those who practice them. I think this is just exactly what happens when you're living by the flesh in the world, and we're not called to do that. We're called to live by the Bible through God. God does everything through us, and if we're living in this world and allowing the world and its sinful nature to overtake us, that's what we're doing, and we're essentially turning our backs on God instead of turning towards him. It's not easy. It's never easy. There's so much in this world that pulls at us, and we all have our own things that we I guess have to fight against. We all have that sinful nature in us, and we just have to lay it all down at God's feet daily and just ask him to fill us with his strength and to fill us with his love and his peace and his comfort, so that we can have that him in us to fight against the enemy, because the enemy's always coming after each of us. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys think, how you guys are doing, if you guys are reading along or what's going on. I would love to hear from you all. I hope you all have an amazing day. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.